All right. All right. Hello to our listeners. We have a real treat for you today. We are joined by not one, but two guests, and two of the top Canadian kayakers are on our show today. At BHD Sports, we are pleased to welcome Team Canada Kayakers, Anna Negulic and Alexa Irvin. I'm extremely lucky to have had these two as training partners and teammates for my whole career. And both these paddlers have had amazing success, not only nationally, but internationally. So in 2019, Alexa and Anna were a part of the Pan Am gold medal winning K4 boat that won the first gold medal of the Games for Canada. These two have raced at multiple world championships at the junior level, under 23 level. And if you melted down all their national medals, you could probably make a boat with them all. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks,
Hi, thanks,
everyone.
Brad.
Thanks for having us.
And I've known both of you for since I started the sport, really, when I was 15 years old. I like to call our group of three the trifecta, even though that we're in different time zones right now. I've trained with these two more than any two people in the world, and Chris and Adam and myself were all pleased to have you on.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having us. It's really great to be with you.
Yeah, welcome, ladies. We're super excited for this episode, and just can't wait to hear your stories and your journey through sport. I know it's gonna be a great episode. So appreciate you coming on.
Awesome.
So we're gonna tee up Adam here for our first question here.
My first question is, what made you get into paddling? Like what was the inspiration to get into like paddling, kayaking, all that great stuff?
You want me to go first? Okay. It's kind of funny because I actually didn't even want to try it. I started at Moscow Aquatic Club, which we all started paddling at. Or no, you didn't.
Not me.
Sorry. Me and Brett both started at Moscow Aquatic Club. And it kind of has programs for canoeing and kayaking. It has a day camp, also has swimming lessons. So I came to Moscow to do my swimming lessons, I'm pretty sure, when I was like really young. And then a lot of my friends, or like my mom's friends' kids, were doing paddling in the summer program, but I never wanted to try it. I was like, no, I don't want to do it. So then one day they actually like roped me into doing it, and then I loved it, and I kept doing it. I enrolled the next year in the summer program, or I think I enrolled halfway through the summer because that's where the point was where I was like, oh, I want to do this. And then I just kept on with the summer program since then, and eventually got into competitive paddling, and that was it for me. So
Yeah, for me, similar in that I didn't really want to start it, but I guess paddling in my family, it's a big family sport. My dad was the national team canoer for a long time, and my mom grew up around canoe clubs as well. So there was always, I won't say pressure, but strong encouragement that I try paddling, especially from my dad. So I the first year was the year I turned 12, so it was a little bit late to start this sport, but I finally decided I would give it a try for a summer. I actually owned my own boat before I was a member of any canoe club. That's the sort of, let's call it strong encouragement that I
I
had.
actually didn't even know that.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that either.
I did.
Yeah.
It wasn't a great boat, but it was my own K1 before I started. But similar to Anna, once I did try it, I really fell in love with the sport. I started at a smaller canoe club in Windsor, Nova Scotia, called Pissaquid Canoe Club, and it's grown a lot in the time since I started there. But when I was there, I think there was maybe like 30 kids there each day. So very small compared to a club like Masqua, but it really gave me a really good foundation, and I got to try out all the boats in a very low pressure environment, I guess, especially starting a little bit older with kids that had been doing it for a few years already. I was able to kind of get my feet under me and get my balance, and then went from there with it. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Fantastic.
I love to hear that, and it's pretty cool story. I mean, obviously, you both are very successful at the sport, and to start, it was something that you weren't even that interested in until you tried it, right? Like I think that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. And so what was it about the sport that, kind of made you fall in love and want to compete at such a high level?
Well, for me, so I grew up being a competitive swimmer as well. So for a long time, I balanced swimming in the winter and then paddling in the summer. And I really loved both sports, and I had great teammates and great club environments in both sports. But for me, it was really just being outside and the changing environment and getting to there's the competitive part where you're doing hard workouts, but you're also hanging out at a club with your friends for the summer. And that was really what hooked me. And I'd say that is what hooks a lot of kids into the sport in the first place. It's just such a great team environment to be part of.
Um, for me, I guess it's kind of similar. I was very reluctant with a lot of sports as a kid. Even though I said I did it for the swimming, it was just like the bare minimum. Like I needed to get my levels because it was important for my parents. Like they put me in so many different sports as a kid, and I was so bad at all of them. I hated them. My dad's a
Your
big
dad must
soccer
have put you in
guy.
soccer.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
dad's a big soccer guy, and both me and my brother like really disappointed him. I think we never went to sports like that.
That was me in
Um,
basketball. Me and basketball just did not get along, but like my parents
Yeah.
really wanted me to succeed and it just wasn't happening. But
Yeah. I don't think that's actually one I tried. But I tried a bunch of different things, and I don't know. You get discouraged, and you're like begging your parents, like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. They're like, oh, if you don't like it, you don't force you. So this is one that I actually tried, and I actually really liked it. And the same thing Alexa said, you're out in the sun and the nice weather in the summer. They really get you hooked. You get make all these friends and all of that stuff, and I've always like to this day I think it's so cool what we do. Like you're on out on the body of water floating in a boat, like trying to go as fast as you can. I find it's really unique and yeah, pretty cool. And seeing like a lot of people like try and even sit in our boats and it's not possible for them, and so you think it's kind of like this very exclusive club, like only a certain amount of people can do it. Anyway, I thought that was cool.
absolutely it is. That's great. Great answers from both of you.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but Alexa and Anna are both in Georgia right now for training camp with the Masqua Aquatic Club in Gainesville, Georgia. This is the first time we filmed their show where we have people in 3 different time zones. So we're going coast to coast with this one. But a big thing that I really want to talk about here is like Alexa, you mentioned earlier that you started at a small club in Windsor, and both me and you, Anna, we started at Masqua. But like, can you guys like both of you kind of like describe like what does like the canoe club system kind of mean in Nova Scotia, and like for you, like how not only how is this the canoe club system developed you guys as athletes, but as people too?
A big question.
Yeah, that was pretty full. I mean, I
Wow,
can't believe
all right.
I can't believe I
Well,
got that all out
that
there.
was
I got a complete
very
COVID brain right
eloquently
now.
said. I
So
like it.
yeah.
Well, I do find it interesting. Like, obviously, canoe kayak is a club system across the country, and I've obviously only been to Nova Scotia clubs, so I can't speak for the rest of the country. But I find that it's really interesting in the Nova Scotia clubs how you have this sense of a team from like the youngest kids in kiddie canoe and kiddie kayak all the way up to Olympians. Like I have a good example actually today. I was um, doing a workout, like you said, we're here training with Masqua Aquatic Club, which is a little bit different than our training camp last year where we were with the national team. But so we're training with younger athletes primarily. And I was talking to one younger guy, I think he's turning 16 this year, and he was saying how awesome it is to be training with like people like me and Anna and some of the other older kids in the group. Because 2 years ago when he started high performance sport, these were the people that the coach at the time was like, okay, like try to chase them. And he was saying like, oh, it's so amazing I get to train with you. And he even had a story of asking Mark DeYoung, who is like multiple world champion, Olympic medalist. He was like, yeah, I didn't even know who he was, but I had trouble with my steering, so I asked him to help me with my like plastic canoe club boat one summer. And I was like, that's just the sense of community that you really get from the canoe club system in Nova Scotia. Just being there for each other, and it's it sounds cliche, but it's like it's more of a family than a team, if that makes sense. No. being an individual sport primarily, but you still have that sense of team. It's really special.
Yeah, for
That's
sure. I don't know.
that's a pretty cool experience for any young athlete to get to train with an Olympian, right? I mean, like you just don't get that in every sport.
Yeah,
So
be on the same
that's pretty
water.
unique and cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I can add to this, but yeah, like I know it's the same thing. Kind of being a mascot, you're part of a team from the beginning, and you make friends that last you a lifetime and stuff like that. I really grew up. I feel like I grew up with this club. Like everyone there played like a really big role in me, like becoming who I am today. That sounds so sappy, but it's true. Like, and you experience a lot of stuff with like your teammates, and you're traveling and all this stuff. And yeah, I also like. I still to this day want to be involved in the club in some way, and I think it's really cool that me and Alexa can be here, and we're still welcome like as older senior athletes that probably like we've trained with the national team before, but that we can come back and we're welcome with the team here at Masqua and can provide something like for the kids, like a good training experience, be a part of that, and they're giving us a good training experience as well. So yeah, I think that's really important to me.
We were talking the other day on the way to practice. We were saying like every single day we get up, and even if it's a crazy hard workout, like we're excited to go paddle because the kids are so excited just to be there and to be having a month off from school and getting to do, a lot of them it's their first training camp because the past 2 years were canceled because of COVID. So yeah, it's just a really like refreshing environment and such a positive one to be part of.
That's amazing. It goes both ways. They're lucky to have you, and you're lucky to have them there too.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
That's a very cool perspective. So thank you for sharing that. Kind of leads to my next question, which is kind of what's I know there's a lot of positives of going to these camps, but like those are intense workouts. I hear it firsthand from him. He complaining all the time.
What me complaining about workouts? When have I ever done that before?
No, in all seriousness though, what's the hardest part of those training camps that you guys go on?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I feel like I'm in a happy training bubble right now. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, they've definitely had hard training camps in the past where like you're in a very, very competitive, stressful environment, and oftentimes like it becomes work but not in a good way, if that makes sense. Like obviously we're incredibly privileged to be able to be traveling around training, and it's not something to be taken lightly, but I think when you lose the reason why you got into it in the first place, if you're not waking up being excited to go paddle, then why are you doing it? And I know, like personally, last year the training camp that we had in British Columbia was pretty tough mentally that way. Like it was really, I definitely questioned like, oh God, why am I here? And like I had pretty big goals last year of trying to make the Olympic team, and ultimately didn't do that. And I like grappled with like, okay, is this my last year? Like I'm getting older, I'm trying to finally finish school, like move on with it. And it would have been easy to walk away from it last year, but just trying to come back to, in those hard times, like why am I doing it in the first place, and trying to find that enjoyment in training again, I think is really important. So yeah, I guess I kind of spun it around. Like I took the hard part and turned it into a positive story, but
that's great though. I mean, that's a great perspective to have, right? And it's easy to be, put the work in on the days that are easy, but it's the days where you don't feel like, getting up and doing it. That's when you really have to push yourself. And I think that says a lot of a good character from you, that you have those characteristics. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And I think I really agree with what you said, Chris. Like, I think remembering that it's only a small part of it, I think what really gets me through those hard workouts or those hard times, I guess, in training is like just remembering that it's just a small part of it, and there's so much other stuff that comes around it that I love to do, and it's just like one part of it that needs to get you there. Like you don't have to love everything about everything that you do, and it's okay to have those things that you're not like awesome at. So kind of just not taking myself too seriously when it comes to those things, like hey, I had a bad day, I had a bad day, like
Yeah.
whatever. So
We all have them, right?
yeah.
It's it's part of it. It's part of sports. Not every day is going to be sunshine and roses. So I
Yeah.
think
Oh,
that was a
definitely.
great answer from both of you.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I think we're supposed to have a tornado or something.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
God!
We
So
were
definitely
supposed
no
to get on
sunshine
the
that
water,
day.
and
Oh
the
God!
sky lit up with lightning, and
Yeah.
the coach thought the kids were lying to him because they didn't want to do the it was an 8 kilometer time control, so like an 8K as
Oof.
hard as you
Oof.
could. And he was like, "Oh no, you guys are making it up." And then I was like, "No, I saw lightning," and he had to believe me. But it was pretty funny.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Chris,
It
I
was
think
so
I'd rather
dramatic.
go through. I think I'd rather go through like an hour of CPA bag skates before I do
Oh
an
man.
8K time control.
Pretty hard.
I don't even know what that is, so.
No, I don't know what that is.
You don't want to know. It's
It's all about
back and
condition.
back and forth,
Oh.
back and forth.
Oh.
Just skating to
Hey,
the
I mean,
point where like I'm actually I'll change that to the Iron Cross.
yeah, we started practices with that.
I hate the Iron Cross is when you skate up and you like go like almost like a plus symbol.
Oh.
But it's a lot of like I don't have the I got bender ankles.
Can you skate
I
sideways?
don't have the
It's-
like kind of like
It's a
stutter
Chris
step.
Baxter special, ladies. You'll if we ever
You
get
have
you
to
on
go
the ice,
backwards?
we'll put you through it. Don't worry about it. We'll put you through it.
Oh,
I think you're really overestimating my skating abilities here.
Oh, I cannot. I have like zero
No.
skating skills.
Well, I have zero paddling skills, so I mean,
Yeah.
I'll try yours if you
Good
try
for you.
mine.
This
Okay,
is
okay.
this is what we'll do.
Deal.
We'll get you two on skates, and then we'll get Chris in a boat, and we'll see
There
how
you
it fares
go.
out.
That
I
would be a
don't
sight.
participate in like lake
Ice.
pond hockey. Yeah, I
No.
don't. It's a
I
thing we
like-
do as a club, and I don't participate.
I try not to fall down.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's okay. Good at other things.
Yeah.
All right, I know you're chomping at the bit, Adam.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's kind of I guess a somber question, but it's a question. What has your motivation like been through, like, with the pandemic canceling and last year and getting back into it this year? Like, did you have second thoughts this year, or was it like, oh yeah, let's go, nothing stopped me now?
I definitely had some second thoughts. Like Anna and Brett say they grew up at Maskell. I remember when they were little kids at Maskell. Like I am not old, but I'm older than they are. So yeah, I definitely grappled with like when is the right time to retire from sport, and the pandemic, I think in a way kept me in sport longer in some ways, which is maybe a little atypical, but honestly, like it was just something constant that I had throughout those 2 years. Even though things were getting canceled, I could always, even when we weren't allowed to paddle because of the first lockdown, like I could always put my shoes on and go for a run and keep training. And um, it's not to say that it was easy by any stretch. Like we did a lot of paddles. Like last spring, the three of us on
Boats
Carney
living
Lake,
on the car.
boats on our car every day, tying down boats in the snow and stuff. But I don't know, like it was something to do, something to keep busy, and yeah, definitely hard, I would say, than your regular training environment. Yeah. I don't know.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I needed it more than ever before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like it wasn't even a choice. It's the one thing I got to do every day, and actually like, having those workouts, those Zoom calls, to do workout together with everyone, that really helped have me something to do during the day on a schedule, some sort of schedule.
Yeah.
Obviously, like it was devastating seeing different opportunities be canceled and stuff like that, but just remembering that all the other stuff we're doing is
Yeah.
still really fun and stuff like that. Coming back from it, I was just so excited every time like a new restriction lifted or we could do something else. Like it was more of excitement, and just there was not there. I don't think there was any doubts for me at all. I was just so happy to be back doing something. Like I remember our first kind of regatta at the end of the summer, we had like a sort of Atlantic Championships type thing.
That
That's
was a lot of
usually just
fun.
for,
That was super
yeah,
fun,
like
yeah.
usually just for, we hold it just for like the kids under 15s have Atlantic champs and that's their big thing. But it included everyone because we didn't really have any other opportunities or anything like that. And that was so much fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, just being able to get back into it and stuff, it was like, yeah, so it was really, I was really happy to be doing it. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that answers the
That's so
question.
cool.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome answer because obviously this pandemic, it affected everyone, and to turn that into somehow a positive and to grow your love for the sport, I think that's super cool that, you know, it was something that it kept you going. It gave you, you know, hope that we'd return to normalcy, and obviously it's paying off for you too. You're still competing and you're still training, and I think that's amazing that you use such a tough part of all of our lives, and you turn that into, you know, I'm going to grow my love for the sport even more. I think that's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really well put, like both of you. And like we talked about like like training in BC, like how not every day was sunshine and rainbows. We didn't get a lot of sunshine
Those
over
days
there.
were rain.
There was no
Yeah.
sunshine.
There was no sunshine.
Oh yeah, it only rains like 7 days a month. That's not that. Yeah, 21 straight days of rain. Okay. I usually come home from camp like looking like a medium rare steak. I looked like Casper the Ghost when I came back, but
Not coming from Nova Scotia, we'd be prepared for the rain. Oh
Yeah.
no.
oh no,
Yeah.
not like
It's
that.
true.
No,
Being
no
from
way,
here,
shape, or form.
you should expect anything, right? But
It's
it
it's
was.
way worse.
Everyone was heckling us like, oh, like Nova Scotia's so bad,
Yeah.
blah blah. You have the worst weather, and we went there, and everyone was like,
Never
okay,
mind.
never mind.
Yeah, never mind. I would take winter over this.
Yeah.
But the like, and also great points touching on the Atlantic Championships, like the U14 U12. I mean, the age name of this competition has changed a lot over the last like 5-6 years. U12, U13, U14, the
Champs,
QEB,
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's so many names.
so many different names. But
Yeah.
Adam and Chris, we got to get you guys out to experience what the madness of that is.
It is crazy.
Champs here on Lake Chinook. It's nothing like you've ever seen before, and I truly believe it's a very unique sporting event. In the way that you have thousands of kids on a lake all competing at the same time. And what sport where you have like 2 hours straight of like U12 men's K1 and women's K1 heats, like 17 heats of kids going down. It's truly something to be marveled about. And I the Atlantic Championships was truly something special for me because I started the sport at 15. I never really got to experience champs as a kid. I experienced it lots as a coach, which I think some of my best memories in the sport come from being a coach at Masqua. But like it's champs where you go and you race 8 races in a day and you're hopping in crew boats with other people. Like that's the fun part of nationals. That's some of the best parts of our sport here. But you two have raced together so many times. We mentioned that Pan Am Gold K4. Not to age you here, Alexa, but Alexa also won a Pan Am gold medal in 2011 too.
I was the youngest person on that team by like 4 years though.
So
I wasn't this time.
Alexa
Same
is
thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
Alexa is a 2-time Pan Am gold medal, but you guys have raced in a boat so many times together. Like, how do you develop that chemistry in a boat over time?
Practice?
Yeah.
No.
So I don't want to sound so simple.
You can give us a sappy answer. We're all about the sappy answer.
Yeah, exactly. We're all about pumping tires here.
Honestly, like it probably does come down to practice and just being like respecting each other as teammates and as friends. Like, okay, I don't want to throw us under the bus, but we did a K2 practice this afternoon, for example, in a huge wind. Like we had to turn around because we were afraid the boats were going to sink kind of wind. And let's just say it wasn't our best, but it also wasn't our worst. And I think just like when it's not going 100% well, just being able to talk it through and not get frustrated and work on things together. And yeah, just, I don't know, like practice, but also respect for each other. Like, for example, like my back was feeling really sore, and I've had K2 partners in the past that they wouldn't care about that. You would just do whatever you, yeah, whatever. This
we
was
won't allow it.
radio.
We're all
Okay.
about positivity here.
I won't name anybody. Who would just like push through, but like Anna understands that and understands that like I need to get through the rest of the week training, so we just back it off a little bit, and then when the water's a little bit better, we try again and like working through stuff. I don't know.
I think
Yeah.
having like, I think with any situation too, like having open mind about it, because like with any, like we said before, like you're gonna have good days and bad days. Same thing with like with any kind of crew boat too. I think it's like if you come in with these big, don't come in with any huge expectations. Just like take it for what it is, and I think that really open-mindedness has kind of brought a lot of chemistry and a lot of crew boats we've been in together. We've been in so many different, like we've been in K2 together, but also in different kind of K4s
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And like it's definitely the communication, like we've really got it down pat with each other. And I think being trained partners also like really helps with that too. Like
Yeah.
you know, sometimes it's harder when you're from different people you don't know very well or stuff like that. But yeah, having like we know each other and the respect for each other and stuff like that, it's easy to communicate with each other at this point. And so even if we don't come together, we don't have that chemistry right off the bat, we're like confident that we can figure something out and make it work if it isn't like that first off.
Very awesome. Very well put, both of you. And I mean, you guys have won so many medals together, whether it's K4, K2, like you guys have been in all kinds of boats, couple war canoes as well. There is one very important question we do have limited amount of time here. There's one very important question I do want to ask. Like we're trying to use this platform to kind of promote equity in sports and raise a lot of important issues instead of just shooting the shit all the time. But
we do that too, though, Hemi.
We do that as well. Yes.
It's a good mix.
It's a good mix. But the Canadian national team has just recently hired Casey Frazier to be a full-time coach, and she's a 2016 Olympian. She was also on that 2011 Pan Am Games team with you, Alexa. And it's the first time that CKC has hired a full-time female coach in a while, and especially in paddling, it's a field that's very dominated by men. Like, what's the significance to you both that there's a full-time female coach, and to also future female athletes that there's not just a female coach, but someone at the caliber of Casey and the career she had?
Yeah, I think you really hit on some important points there. It is a really male-dominated coaching environment in canoe kayak. There are more female coaches coming up across all levels, which is really encouraging to see. Um, but yeah, I guess just like my personal experience with Casey as my teammate and longtime friend, I'm thrilled that she's there. Like it's great. I love her energy. I really love the perspective that she can bring to the coaching position as well. Like, not only is she a female coach that's coaching female and male athletes, but um, she also, like you said, was the 2016 Olympian. She knows exactly what you're going through when you're in those workouts. And I think that's a really important part of what makes her such a great coach. And yeah, I'm excited to keep working with her. I'm just really, really happy that she's on board. So
Yeah, same. I think you hit the nail right on the head for that one. I think also when it comes to like I guess having more women coaches, I think role models are super important, and I think it's going to be really good that a lot of young girls are going to see her in that position and know that can be an option for them in the future.
yeah,
And I think it's really great having her, like she's had the exact same experiences in the past and stuff like that, and gone to such a high level. Like she's such a role model for us as athletes, and now as a coach, she's doing. Yeah, I love having her as a coach. So yeah, I think that's really cool.
yeah.
That's amazing. That's such a great answer. And I'm so happy that you have a coach that, you know, can push you and can challenge you, but also someone that you can respect and look at as a friend. And, you know,
Yeah.
Brett will tell you firsthand, I'm a player's coach. So it sounds like she's that as well. And I think that's super cool. So
yeah, I've really enjoyed having Casey as a coach, even though she yells at me in the pool a lot because I swim like Shamu. And but
you've gotten a lot better.
Better.
She's definitely helped me push a lot over the last couple months that she's been. She was my primary coach for the last little bit in the winter. So it was really great to have her on board, and I think she's going to be a great addition to the team. But thank you very much, Alexa and Anna, for joining the show. We've really enjoyed having both you on. I'm sure our listeners have really enjoyed it as well too. And we're going to hold you to it to get both you on skates and Chris in a boat. I think that could be some potential video filming in the future.
We're making it happen. Hey, I'll go first. I will go first if that's the deal. I can.
We'll get the water wings on Chris.
Maybe we'll wait till it's a little warmer.
Yeah, that would be good.
We both tipped 2 days ago.
Which means like
really? Oh, we have this recorded.
But we were doing balance.
We have this recorded on film. We're going to cut that off. We're going to cut it off.
No. We were doing balance
for fun.
Hey, ladies, I've fallen many a times on the ice too, so it is all good.
Sorry, we're going to edit out that balance drill part.
No.
We're going to have that snippet. We tipped in practice 2 days ago.
No. It wasn't in practice. It was after practice.
I'm just teasing.
The water's cold.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming on, ladies. We really appreciate you taking the time. It was great to hear your stories, and definitely appreciate you so much.
Awesome.
It was great chatting with all of you.
Yep, sorry. Thank you very much.
Let me just say this.
Yeah.
In women's sport, the future is bright.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
100%.
Because, and I'll tell you why I say that. Because we need more people to watch it. There's so many great athletes, such as yourselves.
Thank you.
That can teach people a lesson. And this interview has been very inspiring, and thank you guys for coming on.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah. I'm happy this is my first podcast
Yeah,
ever.
me too.
Awesome words, Denny.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and to all our listeners, thank you very much.